Hey man, what's going on?
Just feeling a little conflicted. We lost to a team we should have beaten.
Don't sweat it, bro. You're down like 5 starters right now. It's your third game in 4 days. Sometimes you lose some. Relax.
Yeah, I know. It feels like we should still beat Ottawa.
Wait, you lost to those bum sniffers? I can't even believe I'm talking to a guy who would lose to those Canadian rednecks.
Are they country? I don't know where Ottawa is.
That's the point. No one knows where they are because no one wants to go there. They're like a mixture between Columbus, Ohio, and name a town in Alabama.
Okay, that feels like we're crossing a line.
Oh yeah, sure, crossing a line. Meanwhile, Ottawa means as much to Canada as my last poop meant to me.
Gross. And unnecessary.
If I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was standing next to Adolf Hitler and Gary Bettman, I would shoot in Ottawa's general direction twice.
Jesus.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is not a dub. Not right. Damn it. That was a rough one. That was a doozy, as the kids call it. I'm disappointed. But I'm more disappointed at some of the Bruins fans than I am in the actual team. Third game in 4 nights against a offensively impressive Ottawa team that hadn't won a game yet. And we were 3-0. And the streak has died. And the 82-0 dream is dead. And some people took that real personally. There are a lot of people getting pissed off at Monty for some of his decisions, which I thought some of them were weird, kept swinging for a while. Hall only had, I think he had less than 2 minutes in the third, but I don't know if that's injury related. There were some weird decisions, blending the lines quickly. Sure. Getting pissed off at the defense, the defensive lapses. I get it. Yeah, there's criticisms there. But some of you guys got real angry. I'm not saying people who watch this channel get it. I'm not saying it's the people who watch this channel. But real pissed off about how this team played and the issues and the lapses and the goaltending, and angry. We're 3-1, baby! What? What is there to be upset about? Oh yeah, we lost a crazy wild game where no one could buy a save and it was just bizarre. Every bounce seemed to end on someone's stick who had an open net, or just, I don't know. I just don't understand where all the anger is coming from. We're a week into the season, and we're 3-1. I don't know why everyone's upset. I just don't get it. I don't get it. There's so many people who are so upset. I don't understand why we're so upset. We're missing 3 of our top 4 defensemen. We're missing our literal best player in Brad Marchand as well, and we're 3-1. I guess all that to say, I'm just not upset. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not upset. That was a good one. Nailed it. So let's talk about this game a little bit. Ottawa's coming to the game 0-2. They have not looked impressive, but their offense, we know, can score in bunches. And that's exactly what they did on us. Swayman's going to get the start in net for us. Renouf is sent back down to Providence, so Strawman can finally join the team. Spoiler alert, he looked terrible. And I don't know what happened, but he did. Lindholm will run with Riley again. Lindholm misses McAvoy, I can tell you that right now. And Cliffy and Forbort were... Man, I think Cliffy's infecting Forbort because the decision-making tonight was crazy and everyone just did whatever the fuck they wanted the entire time. It did not make for structurally good hockey, but it made for fun hockey. Hall and Zacha are going to swap positions. Hall's going to go to the Krejci line. Zacha's going to go up to the Bergeron line. Smith has been healthy scratched. Not for Stanika's sake, but for Lauko's, which I don't have any issue with that decision. Frederick is still in the lineup. I'm going to continue having an issue with that. Going to have an issue with Foligno's contract, but Foligno has looked pretty good. And I think Nosek should not be playing with us either right now. But it's fine! It's fine! The way this game started, I didn't think I was going to have as much fun as I did. Because 104 in, it's a basic transition. 3-on-2. DeBrincat across the slot to Giroux. Riley dives at him. Giroux just goes around Riley, goes around a sprawling Swayman, and dunks it. 104 in. The issue here is the defense just, I mean, a 3-on-2 is a 3-on-2, fine, but you can't just sprawl and hope that it works. They didn't pressure them at all into even coming close to a mistake. This was like a practice drill 3-on-2. So good for them, they get one quick. I'm not worried yet. It's the Ottawa Senators. That was the first deficit we had faced all year, it turns out. I didn't realize that. 3:09 in, and the ears perk up a little bit because Swayman doesn't look like Swayman. It's a pretty harmless 2-on-2. Stutzle to Tkachuk, who just, from the left circle, fires this, and it just squeaks through Swayman. Far side, I think. And we're 3 minutes in, 2-0, and Swayman could have had a better effort on the first, although I don't really want to put a lot on him on that one. But the second absolutely should not have happened. And again, defensively, there could have been a little more pressure on the shot, but you really expect your goalie to make that save. Not good. Not good. 45 seconds later, Frederick is going to take just another stupid penalty, which we haven't been seeing a ton from him, but he just runs to Brinkat into the boards. It's boarding all day. He doesn't even have the puck. I don't understand what the thought process was there. We're going to go on the penalty kill. We kill it. Which, if that's not impressive enough for you, directly after we kill it, Sway makes a one-on-one save with Kastelik, which is great as well. So, I mean, Sway's into it. We're down 2 goals, but as long as Sway's going to stop the rest, which we've seen, Tuukka used to do this too. Sway will let in a soft one every now and again to start the game, and then be like, okay, that was it. And then he just locks it in. That's really what I expected out of this game. That's not what I got. 12:46 left. Ottawa clears the puck over the glass. We're going to get a power play, do nothing with it. 8:52 left. Not sure if this is going to count or not. The Senators. Just another setup in our zone. And it's a shot from the left point. It bounces off Tkachuk, who had forced his way into the blue paint. It bounces away. I'm not sure who got the final shot. I think it was Batherson. Ends up having a wide open net to just bury it on. But Tkachuk is falling over Swayman at this point. Swayman can't get over. At first, like when it first happened, I wasn't sure whose feet were where. So I was like, that might count. The replay was an easy wave off. I mean, so quick by the referees to see it and go, nope, that's not a goal. Because Tkachuk pushed his way into the blue paint, just like Foligno did a couple games ago. They waved that off so quick. So we stay at 2-0. For a couple minutes at least, because a few minutes later, that'll count. After what feels like our 10th icing of the period, Stutzle wins a battle on the boards against Lindholm and Riley. He was outmanned, but not outmanned. And pushes the puck back to Tkachuk, who's behind our net and has Batherson wide open. Wide open in the slot. Just chucks it to him. He has an easy beat him far side shot. It's 3-0. No one covering the slot. Do you want to blame Swayman? No. You want him to have a save there, but that's a hell of a difficult save to make. And no one was guarding the slot. Taking care of the front of the net feels like an obvious one to me. Just to me personally. So, really weird lapse in defensive structure. It'll get better before it gets worse, though. 3 minutes left. We just saw Lindholm break up a Norris potential breakaway. DeBrusk lofts a pass to Pasternak that Pasta can't quite catch up to. Ends up having to zoom around the net. Attempts a wraparound. DeBrusk chases down the rebound. Chucks it into the middle. Again, it's to Pasta. Pasta unleashes a shot. The rebound goes to Bergeron, who gets to bury it from there, which is awesome. It's a dirty goal in front of the net. You love to see that. You love to earn your way back into these games. It's 3-1. And this bamboozled me. Because I was thinking, you'll notice I'm not wearing a sweater. No jersey today. Nothing was vibing with me. When we were down 3-0, I'm looking at the wall like, come intermission, I'm going to have to change some things, right? I'm going to have to change them. And I am going to have to change them. But during intermission, every time I tried to move a jersey, it just didn't feel right. Every time I tried to put one on, it didn't feel right. So I left him alone. Period's over. It's 3-1. What do we do now? Well, Good job by me, I would say, for at least the beginning of the second. To start the second, we're going to be on 1 minute and 19 seconds of power play because Zub ended last period by tripping Pasternak. 28 seconds in, Pasternak has already created a chance for DeBrusk that we just couldn't capitalize on, but we're able to set up in the offensive zone. We cycle the puck. It gets to Past on the right side. He tries a cheeky little cross slot pass to Krejci. Gets deflected, but to Bergeron in the slot. Bergeron throws this at Forsberg. Save made, deflection, block. Not even sure if it got all the way through, but Krejci is there to clean up. Krejci plays that position too far back in my book. He's very, very up towards the point. I hope that he starts coming in a little closer because these rebounds are consistently there for him. Just really great chances, but he gets a very easy one. It's 3-2. And then about a minute later, penalty has expired, and this is just 3 professional athletes who want to make their mark on the game. This was the best moment for Frederick, really one of the few moments I noticed him in the game. All 3 of them are below the net, Forsberg's net, fighting for the puck. It results in Frederick creating enough havoc directly behind the net to force a bad chuck around the boards to Coyle on the left wall. Coyle is going to have Greer wide open in the slot, chucks it to him, and this is a beautiful shot directly in the corner, 3-3. And it's an awesome goal. Awesome, awesome goal. Freddie screening it makes it even better. We've tied the game. They scored the first 3. We scored the next 3. Who's going to score the 3 after that? They are. All 3 of them. They'll score all 3 of them. It was not good. 8:03 left. I'm skipping over the Kelly and Clifton fight because it was a hug contest and you know it. 8:03 left. And the Sens take back the lead with an easy 2-on-1. It's just a pass from Joseph to Pinto. Pinto buries it. No chance for Swayman. Why did Forbort chase this play in the neutral zone before the 2-on-1 develops? Forbort just chases all the way up to their blue line, chasing the puck. Player's got his back turned to him, skating towards his own defensive zone. Forbort's chasing. So he obviously has a little pass to make. All of a sudden, only Strawman's back. No one picked up that. No one noticed it. It's a 2-on-1. They capitalize on it. What a dumb fucking decision, though. What an awful, horrendous decision. And I gotta imagine the coaching staff isn't like, Forbort, we want you to pursue turnovers constantly, too. Like, that's not Forbort's job. Not even a little bit. And the reason we lost this game outside of goaltending, which was very bad, Swayman was not good, but was we frequently, in our zone, in the neutral zone, even in the offensive zone, we frequently went for turnovers rather than goal suppression. There is a difference. When you're trying to force a turnover, you're way, way, way more vulnerable to actually them getting around you. And I feel like the entire defense was more interested in getting their turnover numbers up rather than actually keeping them from scoring. That's what I noticed about the game, at least. 6:02 left. The Sens figured it out, man. They dump it deep into our zone. We have 3 guys there versus Tkachuk. And Tkachuk, who to his credit is a monster, wins the board battle and sends it into the slot. This time, it's Stützle, who's all alone, and he then gets his chance to just beat Swayman with an easy move. Just like that, it's 5-3. And then, just a couple minutes after that, maybe 1, Strawman, behind our net, passes the puck to one of their players. I want to say Watson, just passes it right to him. You can see what he was trying to do, wrap it around the boards, just gives it right to him. And this time, Kostelic is all alone in the slot again. No one's picking these guys up. Slot's completely empty. And again, it's just an easy move on a diving Swayman, and boof, buries it. 6-3, we're finished. But we're not. 2:05 left in the period. We're down 3 goals. If we get anything here, I'm like, we're right back in it. We can win this in the third. 3-on-2 with our 4th line. And it looks like Foligno kills it. He takes the zone and then puts it on his backhand and skates along the blue line and just pauses. And it looked like it killed the 3-on-2 to me. But he shuffles it over to Lauko, who's on his right. Lauko lets loose a absolute hammer, saved by Forsberg. And then Foligno gets to collect a rebound and score on it. It's 6-4. Not bad. 4v4 comes shortly after as Norris and Krejci get into it for roughing each. So we have about 21 seconds left. We're taking a face-off in their zone. It's 4v4. Bergeron wins the face-off. DeBrusque on the right wall collects, sends it through the slot, and Pasta snipes short side corner for a 6-5 score going into the third. And I think there's 15 seconds left on the clock, 14.3 seconds left on the clock on that fifth goal for us. I feel like we're winning at that point. Swayman pulled. Olmark's going to come in for the third. Big game-changing moment, but this is not the reason we lost the game. 11:57 left. Pasternak is hooked, speared-ish in the lower region and falls down. And they call it. Hamonic gets 2 for hooking. Pasta gets 2 for embellishment. First of all, if you believe a player embellished, there is no penalty on the first guy. There shouldn't be. That guy fell down when it wasn't a penalty. If that guy committed a penalty that forced that guy to fall down, and you didn't feel like he sold the call, then it should just be a penalty on the guy who's hooked him. I don't like embellishment being like an offsetting thing. I believe if somebody embellished, they should get the penalty. The first guy shouldn't, even if he did something illegal, because this guy egregiously tried to bend the rules by being an asshole, basically. That being said, this is a rough embellishment call because it looked like it was something that knocked him down. I'm biased. I'll take that. That's fine. And of course, they're going to score during this 4v4. 10:02 left, and Forbort pursuing a puck too high. At least it's in our zone this time, but he's at our left point pursuing a player who, again, has their back turned to him and has options down the, can whip it down the boards, can whip it right. They take the space. Zub jumps into the play, dish to Zub. No one can get on him in time. He unleashes on Olmark. Rebound comes out. Zub with some nice physical play here. Fights off the check to get at that rebound. Pushes it past Olmark. It is 7-5. And that's pretty much your ball game right there. There is going to be a power play. Brandstrom for slashing. It was actually the worst power play of the game. Looked really bad. 1:53 left. We're at 6-on-5. Olmark pulled. Bergie gets called for interference. This was a pathetic call, and if you called embellishment earlier, I'm really surprised it wasn't embellishment here, but it didn't really matter. Again, I don't think it affected the game that much. I don't think we deserve to win this game. I think that's pretty obvious. Game notes. I'm not upset. I'm really not. Like, it's a bummer we lost, but this game, I was waiting for the structure isn't there game. I really was, because we've already seen a little bit in the prior games. The defense hasn't been as good. But hey, we're really unhealthy defensively, and it's a brand new system. It takes time for these guys to know when to make that decision to push into pressure and to try to force a turnover. And right now, they've all defaulted to just try to get the turnover, and it ain't working. That's fine. I'm not worried about this game. Greer has earned his spot, and he is the only person other than Coyle in the bottom 6 who should not be feeling pressure right now. I'm not even going to argue about that. Swayman was outright bad. I'm not worried yet about that, even a little bit. It's going to be conversation worthy, but it was one game. It was the second game of the season, and it was really, really, really bad, and it just snowballed on him. You don't love to see it. I'd be more worried if we didn't have Olmark, who's been playing very well. It is what it is. That's fine to me. I think he'll improve. I think he'll get over it. I'm not worried yet. None of the defense looked good. Strawman looked terrible, which is really concerning, but I really think he's good depth on that right side. I just didn't expect him to look this bad when he had looked so consistent on the PTO. Zaboral has been highs and lows, but not peaks and valleys, if that makes sense. Like, he's had good moments, bad moments, but not atrocious moments, not great moments. So I think he still has some more room to grow into there. I kind of expected more from him through 4 games, but that's fine. Again, I'm not really worried about that either. The defense needs time to really click. Getting healthy will be a really big part of that. All right, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. We're 3-1 to start the season. Let's not get all upset about one lost game in which we almost came back from a 3-goal deficit twice. Yeah, we put ourselves in that situation twice, which isn't great, but we still scored 5 goals again, which is absurd, to me at least. I haven't seen a Bruins team score this much in a long time, so that's pretty exciting to me. I'm really excited to watch the next game because these games have been really fun to watch. I'm interested to see if we have any more news on the health front. I'm interested to see what the answer for Hall being benched was for most of the third, because that doesn't seem to make sense to me. But I guess we'll get those answers in the next couple hours or so. I don't know. I can't stay up all night waiting for them. Go Bees!